Lots of stars in the sky tonight. What do you say, Big Bang Theory or God?
Get your hands up off me!
Does one sin outweigh another sin?
Just because somebody got bigger hands than you don't make them a man.
There's only one truth, and that's God.
I can't shake it. The world just keeps turning round and round, as if I never existed.
So now you got some blood on your hands, too.
And that's when I planned my mother's murder.
What about your father?
I'm just a fatherless, abused child who survived. Boy, what's wrong with you?
You alright, man?
Yeah.
You remember I'm your mama.
Things change sometimes.
It would be nice to have a man around the house. He's as faceless as God.
What is your name, Golden?
Everybody calls me Glow.
Oh.
Love's a funny word. People toss it about and don't even understand it.
Remember that artist I was telling you about?
And if I take your picture?
Paintings would never lie to me.
Paul and I were just discussing the Bible.
Your friend describes you as a genius.
I give you, the creator of such great works.
I bleed on white canvas for them.
Come on back to bed.
That's between you, her, and God. Oh, so now I'm nothing.
This was your idea.
That was not my idea.
Now you leave it alone. I love her.
Come on. Lover boy will never do it.
You don't even know her.
Don't drop the quarter in if you're not willing to play the game.
Fix it, or I will.
Crystal.
So they call you Black Jesus, huh? What's up with you, little homie?
You crossed over, Black. I gotta get some money from somewhere, Ma.
Show me what you got.
I got heart.
Now, I ain't a man. Ain't never had no daddy. But I seen enough of them grow to see what happens to them.
Trust me when I tell you, Black Jesus, Coop got enough work for you and for me.
You think you know more than your mama.
Does sin have weight?
Lessons. Ain't no lessons in nightmares, Coop.
So you ready?
Ready for what?
It's all in pieces, even our dreams. It ain't right or wrong. It's just how it is. Pieces of a dream.
Hey, yo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We in the building, right? Listen. Everyone under the sound of my voice, one time. You are now tuned in to the Elements Podcast featuring Big J Son. Yeah, and tonight, I'm joined by my special co-host. We're going to bring her in.
I'll make some noise.
1,
2, 1, 2 for Black
Diamond.
Black Diamond, what's happening?
What's happening, Jason?
Man, we cooling it.
We cooling it. Listen.
Tonight is a special evening. We got a powerhouse team in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that will be joining us tonight. The movie Pieces of a Dream will be premiering tomorrow on TubiTv. We got the director Skee on that film. And we got his castmates in the building. Y'all make some noise. Yeah, we about to turn up in a big way.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you a film buff? I'm talking to you, Black Diamond. Come on.
I'm sorry. What you said? I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. My bad.
Listen, are you a film buff?
I am.
Okay. So tomorrow you got to tune in.
Well.
All right. Pieces of a Dream.
All right. And what I've seen so far, it seems like it's going to be amazing.
Well, indeed. But without further ado, I'm gonna bring everybody in one at a time. We're gonna start with the director,
writer,
of the film,
Okay.
Skee Skinner.
Hey, what's up, Jay? I'm just working, brother, as always, man. I'm grinding.
Oh, wow, Jason, you didn't tell me that the producer was going to be on here.
Hey, how you doing, Black Diamond?
Oh, I am fine. Thank you for asking. Oh, my God. It seems like it's going to be a great movie. Wow.
No, appreciate you. I appreciate that. I mean, we're looking forward to just shattering records. We got a lot going on.
Tell me, how did you come up with that concept?
Actually, my partner and I, Paul Branton, we had a series of poems, and we wanted to like combine those stories into one full-length story to like shock the people and reach the people, because we were under a time crunch. Our script that we wanted to make a film was tied up in some legal stuff at the time, and while we were clearing that up, we weren't going to stop. We weren't letting that stop us. We said we gotta make a bomb, and we came up with Pieces of a Dream. They came out of nowhere.
That was such a great idea. So you took your poems and his poems, combined them, and made a movie.
Yeah, and a few of them, they're based on like true stories that we kind of wove together, and we wanted to come up with like a universal thing that would reach people all over the world, regardless of race, color, creed, what have you. And there comes Pieces of a Dream. That's how it came up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I love the title, Pieces of a Dream.
Oh, definitely. They appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
Check this out, Black Diamond, because you got pace yourself.
My bad.
Pace yourself.
So we got time, Jay. We got time.
We got plenty of time. Yeah, I just called you in. See, I was introducing you, bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
So check it out. So the next gentleman I'm calling in, Paul Branton. Before I call him in, tell me just a brief history of you and his relationship.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Paul, we go way back, man. Back to Millikan University, back in Decatur, Illinois, the D-Town days, man. He was a freshman when I was a senior. And one day I was in my film studies, I was shooting a flick, and I needed a mural to be painted. And he was an art major. And he and I, we got like to know each other a little bit about hooping and playing ball, hanging out a little bit. And I started to learn that he had a love of the arts and a love of filmmaking as well. But he was a quiet brother. So we would spend a lot of times up in the dorm just kind of, rapping and just, chopping it up about our hoods and where we were from and so forth. And one thing led to another. I said, man, hey, why don't you come out and check out what I'm doing? And by the way, I need somebody to paint something. So I need you to get down with this graffiti for me. And from there, one thing led to another. And he and I, man, from there, we've been like, down like two flat tires, man, ever since then. And we just kept going on and building a bigger and bigger relationship. And I told him back then, I said, man, I'm gonna bring you with me, man. I said, when I make it, I'm bringing you with me, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna let the world know who we are, and here we are, man. I mean, and we kind of look at the film game, kind of like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the way they had everybody come into Minneapolis to get down with them. We said, we're going to bring Hollywood to us in the Midwest. We're going to still get out there and get our grind on, but we want to bring them back to us where we're familiar and comfortable at in Illinois and so forth. And that's not saying that we ain't doing films anywhere else, but at the moment, we wanted to put, the Chi on the map, and where I'm from, out in Illinois, which is by St. Louis, we wanted to put us on the map, and stuff.
Okay. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Branton.
Hey.
Paul Branton in the building.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be with you all.
To the Elements Podcast.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
We on the eve of the big debut, man. How does that feel?
You know what? It's almost like a weight off my shoulders, man. It's a long time coming. Skee and I, we've created a fantastic piece of work.
that the world should have seen a while ago. And we're about to really just take the world by storm. Really, I don't think people are really prepared for what they're about to see and witness.
No, not at all. I mean, Jay, one thing I always like to say, man, this ain't even about a movie. This is about a movement. That's how big this is. We coming in with we got our own genre. It's called the conscience films. It's its own genre. And nobody, I'm not bragging. Don't take it like bragging. Facts is facts. You know, it ain't bragging when you back it up. Facts are facts. And the facts show what we have is different than anything else anybody got coming out and the world about to see. And man, we literally our demographic. If people look at our demographic, man, our demographic covers like back to the baby boomers, to Gen X, to the millennials, to Generation Z, Generation Y, the whole nine. I mean, black, white, you know, Hispanic, what have you. I mean, we got right now, this very minute, my phone been blowing up. Literally, I gotta keep it charged because I'm getting hits from the UK right now because it's Friday in the UK, and the UK got it on lock. Literally, they bringing it. So we got Australia. Australia's on lock. Man, we got like Africa. We got different parts of Africa, brother. Congo. You know, it's going nuts. You know, it's going nuts, and you know, it's there, man. When you know you got something, we got it, man. I mean, we got it, and we ain't going nowhere. You know, we ain't going nowhere.
But that's what's up. That's what's up. Cool. Listen, we're gonna get the conversation started. We want everybody under the sound of my voice. If y'all ain't tuned in live right now, I don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna rerun this all night. We're gonna hashtag Pieces of a Dream. Let's break Tubi. But goes out here, watch the film, watch it 2-3 times, and just make sure, like you said, Skee, the first interview you said you wanted to tear the servers up, right?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. That's the game. That's the whole game plan, man.
That's the goal.
That's the whole game plan. We're gonna shock the world, bro. We're gonna shock the world.
We got Harold Dennis in the building. Peace.
Hello. Hello out there, world.
Hey, what up, Harold?
Hey, glad to be here.
Hey, Mo, what up, Mo J?
What up?
What's up, bro?
What up?
What's up?
Great. Next, we got Tyrus Lewis.
Hey, what up, T?
What's up, fam? How y'all doing, brothers and sisters?
All good, bro. All good.
Peace. It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. And then we got Joel King, Black Jesus.
Black Jesus.
Black Jesus.
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
What up, Joe?
What's up, family?
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Got it, bro.
Hey, out here
I want
grinding, brother.
everybody taking a piece out your evening to build with us and let the world know that Pieces of a Dream is here. And again, we're gonna break Tubi. We're gonna tear the servers and lock them up. But I want to just go down the line. Again, we got time. We're gonna pace ourselves. Black Diamond here. I know she's done some questions and all of that, but I want to start with the cast. Monty J. Tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about the character that you play in the film.
Okay, so I'm Monty J. I'm born and bred in Indianapolis, Indiana. Been acting for a lot of years, man. I played the character of Coop. His official name is Raymond Cooper. Coop is, I don't even want to call him an enigma. Coop is the realest cat in the film. I mean, that's about as basic as I can put it. Coop is the guy that's comfortable in his skin. Coop is the guy that you probably fear. You don't want to see this guy around the corner at night. But at the same time, you know, as much as Coop is feared, he's also, like I said, comfortable with the fact that he is who he is. He knows that, you know, hey, if you're good with him, then he's good with you. But if not, you cross him, it's a problem. And so that was my challenge. My challenge was to bring that to life. And y'all in for a treat, man. Y'all here for a treat. So I had braids in the film too. So
how much
I'm bald headed.
Okay. I was about to say how much of yourself is.
How much of myself is in Coop? I would say 0% of myself is in Coop. However, I know people who are very similar in a lot of ways, you know, small pieces of Coop. And I just borrowed from those people. I borrowed from those people and then, you know, just my own, you know, research and digging. And yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. We're rocking it. I think everybody knows in their hood and in their general environment. Welcome, y'all publicists is in the building. Larica Marshall.
Hey, how you doing, Larica?
What's up, Larica?
Hey.
Yeah, unmute your phone, Larica. Unmute your phone on mute. Unmute it. Unmute. There you go. Yeah, you're still on mute. Yeah, you're still on mute, Larica. You're still on mute.
She's gonna get that worked out in just a moment.
Yeah.
Harold Dennis, good brother. Welcome to the Elements Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Okay, let's see.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been acting for a long time too. When we did the movie, I was just about a few years in and did some training, and I was so happy to be a part of this. Let's see. Before I did the film, who was I? You know, I don't know. I was a starving artist looking for my big break. And then along came Paul and Skee. You know, it was like a blessing. You know, I met those guys. I was doing a play back in '98 over at this bar on the south side of Chicago, and they came to the play. What happened was they did a film, Vacant Lot, and it screened in '99, and they had the guy that wrote the play in the play, so they came to support and see the show. And so I remember back in '99 looking at them, and then we went to go see their film at the Black Harvest Film Festival here in Chicago in '99. I remember sitting in the audience saying to myself, I would like to work with them one day. Yeah, serious. Hungry actor. And then I ran into Paul a few years later, and once we connected, I was like, oh yeah, those guys I wanted to work with. And then boom, auditioned and got the role. And I'm just happy to be here. Waiting for this thing to just kick off in like 4 hours. You know, right after midnight.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Indeed. Word. Mr. Lewis, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you, Brother Jay. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Man.
What do you want to know? I'll tell you. Go ahead. I can tell you this.
It's all you, bro.
Skee, Paul, the whole crew and cast was. Anita said it best the other day. It's like family. I met Skee right before Vacant Lot aired. I met Paul first, and he told me, "Well, if you in Minneapolis, you right there where my partner Skee's at." So he gave me Skee's number. I called him, told him what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to direct. I've never done anything before, so he took me under his wing. He was a man of his word. He said, "I'm busy this week, but I'll get back with you the next week." And he came by, he saw what I was doing, gave me some pointers, and just took me under his wing. Started doing some video shows, and did some short stories with Paul. And next thing I know, it's movie time. And he's like, "You're gonna be my assistant director." So after that, I mean, the rest is history, man. It's like all these, like Monty said, and Harold. These are a group of guys that you want to work with, and the proof is in the pudding. You're gonna see. I'm telling you, the world, they're not ready for what we're about to do. Skee already said it. It's not just a movie. It's a movement. It's a conscious movement. We're giving you something that's entertaining, but it's also it's gonna make you think, make you ask questions. It's gonna make you say, well, wow, how come we haven't seen anything like this before in the screens? How come we have not seen this in the movie theaters? All I can say is, don't worry, you're about to see a whole lot of it, because it's coming. They're not ready for what we're about to do.
Oh no!
Like I said, it's a glue, man, and the conscious movement is here. I always tell Skee, I said, Skee, you're gonna crack the door open, but I'm gonna come right behind you and kick that bad boy open. So we're getting ready for
it. Oh man, no, that's tigers.
I'm excited because, I mean, just the synopsis of the film alone has me super intrigued to the point where I know I'm staying up tonight. I'm staying up.
Yeah, there you go.
Rock with it to see it. Like, I remember talking to Skee a couple of months ago. The anticipation, he didn't even have a date yet. Yeah. And got here. So, in the marketing started working, and of it, we on the E, and I'm excited to see. Not even having seen it myself. Joel King.
Yes, sir.
The character is Black Jesus. Man, that's major, man.
Yeah,
that's major. Like, tell us about Black Jesus.
Man, first of all, I was 24 at the time, playing a 16-year-old, and now I'm like 41. And I'm trying to get back in that role again, but I'm just playing. But anyway, it was honestly, like, growing up the way I grew, where I grew up, definitely had given me some type of like background as far as that storyline was concerned. It was definitely a very, very much so apart from me, the person, but very close to people that I knew, and particularly my oldest brother, just going through the trials of inner city living and trying to adapt and be accepted, and working through the construct of that broken family. It is so many wonderful dynamics. That sounds a bit of an oxymoron, but there's so many working dynamics in that show that are so revealing and so telling for what we are experiencing today, what we were experiencing then. And hopefully, what I hope more than anything, that this film offers more of an anything. Hopefully, offers more of an antidote than anything to help kind of like just relieve us from so many of these stigmas that are attached to who we are as a race, who we are as a culture. Because it's consequences. It's accountability behind the things that we do, and this film helps you see more of that in different kinds of ways, and sometimes in the most gruesome ways. But it's real though. It's real. It's not this play trying to play up. Life is really playing into what is already existing. So I had a good time with the character. Had a wonderful time with Skee, Paul, and the crew, and just a great cast of people to just play with. Like, I mean, that's what we do when we go to set. We're there to play and figure out what that chemistry is doing collectively, and I feel good about it, and my hope is that the energy that we exuded, definitely it just pours out throughout the screen.
No doubt. Last but not least, Mr. Publicist of this campaign, Miss Larica Marshall.
Hello, how's everyone
How you doing
tonight?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. I mean, this crew is one of the best crews that I have ever met in my life. Everyone has a servant heart. You guys are doing so great with sharing on your social media. So I can tell that each and every one of you, it's just family. And I'm so excited. Behind the scenes, I am working, on a lot. I thank God for Mr. Skee. He's such a phenomenal role model. I'm just excited. I know the UK is on fire right now, watching Pieces of a Dream. I will be posting a lot of videos up soon on my social media outlets, but TubiTv haven't seen nothing yet. Pieces of a Dream is definitely on fire. And I'm so excited the world gets to see it.
So let me ask you, Ms. Larica, is this your working with these gentlemen, or are you part of the marketing machine with behind the scenes?
I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind the scenes. So we had some interviews and things that's coming up.
How has it been for you, just being and out and promoting the film? What type of reception have you been seeing? Okay, right now is blowing up with it, but with the other legs, how what's been the feedback in anticipation of the film being released?
Well, with pure honesty, anything you do, you have your ups and you have your downs. But we're good as a team and as a family. We're just continuing to pound the pavement together. We're working towards some big things, and we're gonna have some things that's about to come out that the world's gonna be able to see soon, and how much we're all working as a family. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I can hear like breakage. So I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly.
Yeah, you are. I'm hearing you loud and clear. I appreciate
you are. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay.
And right now, y'all forgive me if
for
any audio issues I've never had. This many people at one time. But I'm grateful for it, and we're gonna rock through any issues that we have.
Most definitely. But people are watching us. I can tell you that people are watching us that you don't think is watching us, and seeing how we all working together as a team and a family, and we're doing a heck of a good job. And like I said, right now, Pieces of a Dream, the streams are going up right now in the UK. They really have us on lock. They are really supporting Pieces of a Dream, and they're definitely excited. And I know we're about to bust TubiTv open, and the world has not seen nothing yet. One thing I can say about this team is that we are a God-fearing movement, and we're untouchable because all of us have God first and foremost in our hearts and in our life. And I think that this was what the world needed to see as brothers and sisters coming together as a collaborative effort and putting God first. And we're about to break TubiTv. And the only thing I can say is watch God move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the cool thing, I'm gonna have Harold, if you would, I'm gonna have Harold share a brief story with you that's kind of tripped out it's a Barack Obama story. And he just tripped out a Barack. Yeah, he just found out confirmation on this, what, Harold, about 2 months ago? About 2 months ago?
I think we talked about 3 weeks ago, actually.
There you go. There you go.
So back in 96, before Barack was president, Christmas Day, I was headed to Atlanta from Chicago through Midway Airport. And I got my little black cool leather jacket on with 2 little white stripes in it. You know,
yeah, it was 06. It was 06. It was 06. It was 06.
Yeah.
06.
And so I'm walking through that little hallway before you give your ticket and your ID. And it's a little narrow little space at the time. And so as I'm walking through, I see Barack, because I saw him on TV. I knew who he was. And he had some suits behind him. I don't know, it's about 6 guys. And he walks and then he just stops right there. And he just starts looking over towards me. And I'm like, I know who this guy is. And I look over my shoulder to see if there's anyone else there. And there was nobody else standing there, you know. So I'm like, he's looking at me. And so by the time I came to this realization, I was like, what does he want? You know, he had stood there long enough, then he moved on. And so I was saying to myself, I must be special. What's going on? Something's going to happen. What is it? You know. And so, you know, nobody believed me. You know, I'm like, I'm special. You know, blah blah blah. Over the years, and then I'm talking to Skee on the phone about 3 weeks ago. We're talking Pieces of a Dream. We're talking about its emergence, and so then he tells me this story. Yeah, we showed it out in LA to these people, and we showed it in the White House. I was like, what? You showed it where? In the White House? Yeah, we showed it back in 06, and we had senators and Congress people there and tons of people in the room. And so my question to him was Barack Obama in the room? He's like, yeah. I'm like, whoa. So then it all came together. That's why he stopped, because he saw Pieces of a Dream. So go see the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Tune in.
There you go.
It's a showstopper.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crazy bananas.
It's a gang of stories behind it. Gang of stories, bro.
Yeah.
I'm interested in one story. I caught one of the interviews during the promo run. What's my man who plays the priest?
Yeah, Harold. That's Harold. That's Harold.
Harold. Okay. Harold. Now. Okay, I see you, bro. Okay. Now, Harold, you gave a sweet rendition of how you got into character for that and how that happened. Like, it was a funny story, but it was dope at the same time. If you know what I'm talking about, share that story, please, with the audience.
Okay. And the onset. So, you know, I'm running around town. Okay, it's time for me to get on the Greyhound and head down to St. Louis. Okay. And I'm like, I can't find a suit jacket. So I'm on my way to the bus and I see a thrift store and I stop in and there was one and it was my size. I was like, awesome. I'm putting it on now. So I put the jacket on and I had my collar on because I wanted to ride down on the bus and fall into the priest because I never played a priest before. You know, I play bad guys and blah, blah, blah. And so I wanted to put the priest outfit on. So I had the costume on and I got on the bus. And as I'm sitting on the bus, then I noticed people nodding at me. You know? Uh-oh. Is this illegal? So I just nod back and didn't say anything. You know, I didn't do none of this. I just okay. You were healed, my son. So that was the whole trip. Even at the rest stop where we stopped and people could get food, I didn't say anything. I just nodded. And so I landed in St. Louis, and there was one of the producers standing outside, and I could see him as I was getting off the bus at a distance, and I could see him making eye contact with me because I had on the priest outfit. And so I made my way to him, and the first thing he said to me was, "Father Shepherd Flockings," and gave me a hug. You know, I was like, "I'm ready."
You had a on the ride. You was in character. You was in character the whole ride.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the interesting just dynamics working with each other, really not knowing each other, but getting together on set and working on such a powerful film. What were some of the things that you may have learned from one another and collaborating in such a way?
You want to tackle that one, Money?
So I already knew Skee and Paul. And actually I already knew Tyrus too. I actually when I moved back from Los Angeles, I was introduced to Tyrus, and I worked on Tyrus's short film, Love in Prozac City, which was a whole lot of fun, man. I'm telling you. But I'm not gonna go into that. But what I learned from the other people was patience, because at the time, I was a very impatient person. Like, you know, I want everything to happen right now. And, you know, when you're shooting a film, there's the cliche, or not a cliche, but there's the saying that they say, hurry up and wait. So it's like, you got to be on the set at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then you wait till like 10 o'clock in the morning before you start shooting. And that happens. I mean, and not so much with our production, but just typically on a film set. And so from the other actors, what I learned was patience. And, you know, focus wasn't a thing. I already had that. But the patience factor, I learned that from Harold. I learned it from Nagina, who I don't know if Nagina is on or not, but I learned that from Nagina. You know, Joel, definitely. I learned a lot. And, you know, Joel was younger. Joel was younger when we shot this, but I learned a lot from Joel just watching him, because Joel and I interact a lot in this film. And I don't know that he knows that, but it's just watching how this kid at the time, because I was, like I said, I was older, this kid, watching how he was maneuvering, you know, with this character, you know, that taught me a lot. And so that for me, that's the key to being on a set for a film, is soaking up the energy from the people that are around you, you know, and then manifesting that into your character. And so that's my take on it.
What about you, Harold? What was some of the just takeaways from your fellow brothers and sisters on set, and then just working on, again, such a powerful film?
Well, the film was the biggest film that I'd ever worked on in my life when it came around. I mean, the pay was excellent. The accommodations was excellent. You know, the hotel stay, the transportation. I had to run back up to Chicago once or twice, and they took care of that too. I'm like, this is great. I actually got spoiled. I mean, you know, I judged every film after this one on the way they treated me. You know, if I'm like, okay, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I don't have to say anything, but you know, I judge where I'm at based on Pieces of a Dream. They treated us like kings, fed us good, everything. I was like, I have made it. I have arrived. That was my thought walking away from this film. Yes. Yeah. So I learned how things should be done. I learned how things should be done, you know. And for the last few years, I going project after project after project, and I can assess where I'm at from Pieces of a Dream. And of course, the cast, I like Monty. He's got a story where he broke his ribs right before he shot, and they had to tape him up, So that story's out there. That's dedication. That's fortitude. That's determination. That's everything, that type of thing, And Anita, giving her all, turning down big roles at the time because she'd already committed to this film type of thing, on and on. And again, and coming in, giving that love, Tiffany putting out a firestorm of delivery in her performance. I mean, it's a madhouse of talent, and all I had to do was just come in and be that talent as well. We all do our part because I know Skee and Paul, and Tyrus were doing their part. So I was so geeked. They paid me a good amount of money. I was so geeked. I prepared, studied. Even when I was in my room, I was working with my one of my scene partners. We were roommates, Father Isom, who recently just passed a week ago. So I'm sorry he's going to miss the premiere. We worked, and even just before we shot, we worked because we were in class together at the time and practicing a certain technique. So I worked, they worked, and we produced this gem of a movie. The determination to get it done, and to do a great job. It's a good story, well told, is what we have here.
Yeah, I think from being on both sides of the camera, the biggest thing that I learned at the time was trusting somebody else with your art. Like you write these words and you create these characters, but you have to give that over to somebody else to breathe life into it. And I want to commend everybody in the cast that took the ball and not just ran with it. They scored touchdown after touchdown.
Mm-hmm. That's one big thing on Jason. I mean, one big thing with this whole production. I like to always say there wasn't like a star. There wasn't a main star. It was several stars because there was so much meat on the bone. And anybody that's an actor worth their salt, they're always looking for that role that can jettison them, that shoot them out there. Kind of like Don Cheadle playing Mouse in Devil in a Blue Dress. They're looking for that. And if you can bring that kind of an opportunity, if you can bring a John Travolta in Pulp Fiction type of resurgence, that's what Paul and I write. That's what we construct and put together. And like he was saying, when you can see life breathed into a character that you created from your mind, that's the payoff, man. That's a huge payoff. And one thing that I learned from Spike is to create stars. Even if Paul and I, we've had a chance to work with some decent, names and so forth in certain areas. And, we gotta, people know our name within the industry, but we pride ourselves more on being able to take a person that they say has looking for an opportunity or looking for that break and breaking them in the industry and then creating them as family. And one thing I like to do is breathe new blood into productions coming. Always bring in new blood, but bring the old blood too. And you mesh all that together and you got yourself a miniature studio. That's what I believe it's all about at the end of the day. That's what success is.
I will throw in real quick. Paul did give us the script and Skee gave us the script and just let us run and create. Right. They said, "Oh, here's your role." And so each individual just developed it themselves. And then when it was time to shoot, we'd run it, take some notes or not get notes, shoot. Mm-hmm. Over the course of the 18 days.
Yeah.
20 days.
Yeah.
You know what, Harold, you were right. They fed us very well. I got teased for how much food I ate. I was skinny, so they teased me because I ate all the time. I mean, Joe, you know, man.
That's funny. That man was the epitome of a starving
How
artist.
important is that?
What was funny, Jay, is like, man, we had like my hometown of Alton, Illinois. Alton is a spot where you can get food. You can get all kinds of food, man, for like cut rate prices almost. And some of the guys we had on the crew, I'm not to protect the innocent. I'm not going to say no names, but these cats were mafia, and straight up. They come from mafioso blood. And my man pulled one of the funniest stories I ever heard. I mean, I was ever a part of. We're eating one night. We're at this pub, hanging out, eating. My man pulls me to the side. He says, "Skee, I gotta ask you a question, buddy." I said, "What's up, man?" I'm thinking he's talking about the movie production. What's going on? I said, "Talk to me, G." He says, "Man, is this legal? is all this legal?" He's like, "Man, you know, he was looking to get a cut." I said, "Gee, it's legal. We don't need to call the Chicago Muscle. It's all legal." Hilarious, man. That's just some hilarious stuff.
One thing about you, Skee, just from me knowing you were never afraid to go out into the street and get the go ahead and the green light to do certain things.
Oh yeah.
You know, which, you know, if you're gonna be a filmmaker and you're gonna stay true to the craft stories, that's something that you gotta do. We can't let the executives ain't gonna go do it.
No,
but that's one thing that I seen from you. You went down, you went into out west, you went out south, you went and talked to the cats that was really doing it and maybe out there in questionable acts and say, "Yeah, we can we do this? We need to do this." And they was rocking with you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, you gotta salute that for being true, being who you are, and being true, and keeping your ear to the streets, and because you get help when necessary, you'll get protection when necessary, you'll get certain things. You know, the block will make sure you ain't, you know, your production goes as it needs to go.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Man, I don't know where that came from. I just started.
That's really the thing about
Facts,
Skee and
bro.
Paul, man. The thing about
No,
Skee
go
and
ahead.
Paul, man, they are relentless. So, like, you put a brick wall in front of these two dudes, they're running through it. You know, okay, you want to shoot a firewall in front of them, they're going to walk through that. And so, from an actor standpoint, you could sleep at night peacefully, knowing they got that part. But now, as the actor, do you have your part? You gotta bring your part, man, because they got their part.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now in this sense, in this film, you know, now you guys are gonna be in for a surprise with Skee in the film.
Wow. Yeah.
You're gonna be in for a surprise. But you guys gotta understand that Paul had like triple duties.
Yeah.
That's real. He had triple duties because he's a writer, and then he handled the artwork. Well, actually, I'd say quadruple. He handled the artwork, but then he also plays one of the main characters in the film. But then you got this guy is on the set, like talking to the other actors and like, okay, hey, you know, you may need to do this, or hey, I like this, you know, and so that's a lot, man. I mean, you know, that's heavy. That's heavy lifting, you know, and so a lot of people talk about heavy lifting. That guy was heavy lifting, man, straight up, you know. So straight up.
Yeah, one cool thing too, Jay. If I can divert to Larica for a second, Larica, if you would share with the world how you and I came together, because I think that's an interesting story that the world needs to hear from a publicist standpoint. Because we met through a famous person, and it's a neat story.
Yes. So I would start off saying we met through a lady named Tammy, and she introduced me to Mr. Skee because I was working and still currently working for Bunny DeBarge. I'm also her publicist. And Mr. Skee really seen how hard I had been working, not just for Miss Bunny DeBarge, but also for a lot of other folks that I really got on some major situations, but the world never don't know. I'm definitely I'm a very humble young lady and a very behind the scenes young lady. And Mr. Skee, he one day he was like, "Hey, Larica, I see how hard you're working for all of these people. I want you to be a part of my family, and I'm gonna introduce you to what I'm doing." And I've been sticking with you. How many years now, Mr. Skee?
We're going on 6 years almost. I mean, at least 6, at least. Yeah. And I might be conservative with that number.
I think so.
Yeah, I might be conservative.
So basically, I've been able to see all of the blood, the sweat, and the tears. We have really been working hard for 6 long years, like pounding the pavement for one-way production. And I can say I'm one of those people that is, I'm with him until the wheels fall off. He's a great guy. He's a very honorable, respectable person that I have ever met as a Black woman dealing with a Black man. He has taught me a lot, educated me a lot, and I'm just so happy to be a part of his baby and to see what God is about to do in his life and Mr. Paul's life and the whole cast life in 2022. The world haven't seen nothing yet. And I just keep on putting God in the center because I know it's going to be a domino effect. And I know even with Pieces of a Dream, we all know when a volcano erupts, the lava spreads. That's what's about to happen for one-way production in this season. God is about, I know the old folks used to always tell me, first will be last and last will be first. And it's time for Mr. Skee and Mr. Paul to really get in the driver's seat in this season. And it's going to happen. So that's my little.
Hey,
hallelujah!
Hey, we got a prophet. We got a prophetess on here. Send them cash. Hey, pass around the plate right now.
Hey, and I got another thing to say, Bishop. I'm mad with you and Coop in this film. I'm telling you, when you watch it. I mean, I watched this film about 8, 9 times, and I'm still mad with you guys. I'm serious.
That's funny. That's funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, one of the cool things too, Jay. One of the cool things that I like to tell people all the time, like with this movie, I like to say rewatchability because a lot of films, people they snow you basically in the trailer. They put all the good stuff in the trailer to try to suck you in to get you to watch. And then when you watch it, you're really disappointed. And that's not the case. Like with this movie, I'm not being cliche, but Pieces of a Dream, it's the rewatchability that I like to talk about because people, like she's saying, they watch it 8, 9 times and you always get something new. There's always something new if you watch the scene. One thing Paul and I purposely do in all our films, if you literally pause the movie at a certain point and you look at the frame, it looks like a painting because that's filmmaking. I mean, that's the way I was brought up in the game. I had a lot of mentors around me and I was blessed, man, to really like at Millikan, I fell into a good situation at Millikan University because a couple of the people that took me under their wings was a company called Catch Penny Productions, Brenda and Bob Wilcott. and they were actually working on like major Hollywood stuff. I'm talking about like Mobsters, Goodfellas, all that kind of stuff. And for me, I was able to get the book sense. You get the book sense and the fundamentals of filmmaking, but I learned films by literally making films. You know, that was the advantage I had over the other students. You usually only get a chance to make one student film, but at Millikan, I literally was able to start a curriculum. I was getting grades for going making movies and then basically talking about it. It was my course, and that's rare, you know. But I just, that's being in the right place at the right time. But not only that, it's taking advantage of an opportunity, and that's why I do what I do in terms of trying to build a family, because somebody looked out for me. And one of the celebrities that I always try to give props to, the brother Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, he reached out to me at a time he didn't have to, but he saw something in me as a kid, and he would give me encouraging words, write stuff to me, send me memorabilia, things that it always came at the right time. You know, when I was at a crossroads thinking about different other stuff, his words were like, it soothed me, and it kind of pushed me on. I'm a person that's really self-motivated, so I don't need a lot of gas and so forth. But for him to do that was big for me, you know.
That's dope. And I'm glad you mentioned something about the visuals, because even in watching the trailer, there's a certain dynamic in that trailer with those visuals, man. Like y'all was the way it was shot. And that was, what year was that? What year was that when y'all made it?
We shot it at the end of 2004. Actually, it was shot at the end of 2004. And again, the dope thing, when I talk about 15 years of controversy, the movie was literally supposed to theatrically make its run in 2008, but controversy popped up. And when I'm talking about controversy, I'm talking about like producerial type stuff, visions in one way of trying to do something, and you know, ball was getting dropped in certain areas. So I kind of had to sift through all that, and I came out the other side. So the lesson I try to tell people is like God preserved me, to the sense that I got a lot of life left to live, and I'm going to keep making films and so forth. But be careful who you partner up with sometimes, because what seems like a shortcut can end up being 15 years, you know. But the beautiful thing about Pieces of a Dream, I look at it like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, that album, because it's a timeless piece. God gave Paul and I a vision, and being a visionary, that vision led me to another visionary that's a giant in the hip hop industry. We haven't even talked about who I'm partnered with and who I'm signed with. We talking Dame Dash, The Rock. You know, Dame, let's just keep it real. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna call it what it is. Ask Kanye who Dame is. You know, I got mad respect for Jay. Don't get me wrong, mad respect for Jay. But
Dame is that dude.
Dame is that dude. You know, and one thing, Dame, you know, I say it. Dame, he provided me with the highway. I'll always respect that man and give that man his props. He's giving me the highway, but I like to say I'm driving the car. He's not driving my car. He giving me the highway. So I'm allowed with this conscious film movement to drive the car. That's what the world see. And how many people can hook up with a partner that allows them to do that with his clout that he brings to the table? But again, I'm bringing something to the table too. So it's not just a gift. You're not giving me nothing. I got to hustle too, you know. So that's what he's saying was the hustle. And here we are. We got an opportunity to really do something special. I mean, and I'm just letting some of the cat out the bag, because Paul sometimes say, "Oh, brother, can you say that? Is that public? Yeah, can we say this and that?" But one thing that's happening with this whole Dame Dash situation, see, Fox is a partner in this. And see, Fox, we got some things coming, some surprises that the world will see. Basically, we're going to be featured on Fox Soul, which is another division of all this distribution. Fox Soul joints are coming, Fox In Demand. Man, they're already mapping out. Dame Dash Studios is already mapping out like 2 films for me. like later this year.
Skee, not to cut you off, Skee, but to add on. Listen, we got some call-ins. We got some people wanting to talk.
Oh, no doubt.
Let me see who we got on the line real quick for you.
No doubt.
Peace. You with the Elements podcast? Who we talking to? Oh, my son. What's up, man? Calling from Hawaii, man. You tuning in to the show? Okay. Can y'all hear him?
No, can't hear him. I can't hear him. Can't hear him.
Can't hear him?
No.
Nick, can you talk up a little bit?
Yeah, I don't hear nothing.
Oh no, I can hear you, but I don't think they can hear you. But you got a question for him? I relay it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, son. Appreciate you. Appreciate your service. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. My son, he's tuning into the show from Hawaii.
Cool.
I wanted to say, in support, super shout out to y'all. Keep doing what you're doing, and he will be tuning in. So you got support over there across the water in Hawaii too.
I appreciate you. Most definitely.
But what was that? So you said this is a partnership, and I like that word versus somebody saying this is my thing. But when you partner with somebody, that means we both got equity up in this thing.
Exactly.
So to get that call, tell me what that was like and how that happened when you got the call from Dame Dash Studios Homestead Entertainment, and they wanted to green light Pieces of a Dream and put it around the world.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, the way it went down, like Paul called me on, it was a Saturday night. It was like a Saturday night, and he said, "Yo, Skee, Dame got like distribution for films," and I'm sitting here like, what? Because the last person that crossed my mind would be Dame Dash. I just wasn't in that. I wasn't thinking him, and I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna reach out to the brother and see what he got going on. That's what was in my head to do Monday. That was in my head. So Saturday night, like I'm messing around, and I stumbled up on the website, and I enter in a little bit of information, because you had to fill out a little form. I fill out the form, shoot it over. Man, I'm chilling like Sunday, getting ready to watch football, and just usually Sundays I'm just like maxing and relaxing, doing my thing. And man, the phone rang, and it was like the head of acquisitions for Dame Dash Studios, a good brother named Omar Salgado. And Omar calls me, and he's telling me, he runs down everything of what they're doing, talks about Dame, brings Dame in the situation, and we all rapping. And it's like we were finishing each other's sentences almost, because he was running out his vision to me of what he wants the company to be and what he wants to do and so forth. And it was so in line with what my aspirations and my vision is. I said, man, this is like a match made in heaven. So we rapping and going back and forth. And like I said, man, send me over the contracts. Let me take a look at what, the situation is. And if it makes sense, we can get down. Man, the deal I was offered, it was unheard of. It's a sweetheart deal. He's basically setting up situations. He said, I just want to see people that can hustle, that put in the hustle. He said, you made movies, obviously, so I know you can hustle. But I'm looking for somebody that can be a boss. And you seem like the kind of person that, I want to, rock with and so forth. So when I looked at the terms, looked at the scenario, looked at the situation, in a nutshell, he's putting people in a position to produce movies for the rest of their life from our own equity. He carved out a way where, he gets his, but us as a film production, he's not raping us in any kind of way. He's literally paving a way for filmmakers of color to like take it to the next level. It's all on you. So I really, in a sense, and there's no disrespect to Dame, I'm not counting on him for anything. And I think that's what he kind of sort of likes in me. I don't really ask him for nothing because, like you said, I know how to grind. I can get grimy. Don't let the look fool you. I can get grimy. I mean, I come from that, you know, but at the same sense, you know, I know how to play both sides of that fence. It's kind of like if you think about Ghost in Power. Ghost could get down in the boardroom, but he can get out in the streets too. And you got to be able to do that as a filmmaker. And that's what Dame recognizes. I mean, those things like that. So, man, it's a match made in heaven, if you ask me. You know, but that's how we kind of hooked up. And he's opening up a lane, like I said, where we've got access to studios. I mean, the brothers got like 3 or 4 like studio lots, and one in LA, one in Gary, Indiana, one in Florida. They just closed a deal on another one in Jersey. So for the filmmakers that are signed with him, it's 10 of us. He kind of like the talented 10 is what they, you know, kind of sort of call that. But man, I told them, and I'm not bragging. I'm just putting the brother. I put him on notice already. I told him, enjoy your stuff while you out, because y'all fighting for second. I'm just telling it like it is. Y'all fighting for second, and I'm putting it out there. They know me. You know, I'm not bashful. I'm not a wallflower. I'm not a braggart. But like I said, if your actions and your track record back it up, it is what it is. You call it what it is. You know, and that's what we're doing. I mean, we're not going anywhere at all. And I'd like to say again, I got enough confidence to bring us all there. You know, jump on my back. I got broad shoulders. We're gonna get there. But I just ask everybody, I don't ask nobody to do nothing that I'm not willing to do. And that's what has us all on this phone line together tonight with brothers and sisters. The ones that aren't here, they're not here because either they have family emergencies or they have prior commitments. And that's a rarity in the film game, because usually when you do a film, they hate you. When you're done, they hate the director, they hate the writers, they hate everybody, because they've had enough of you while you stuck together. And a lot of people got done wrong, done dirty. But you hear all these people right here, you feed them well, you pay them well, you take care of your people, you take care of them. That's love. And that's what we do. And that's what Dame, that's all I've seen from Dame as well. So that's all I can speak on is my relationship.
And you talk about that rewatchability. How many times did you say he watched it the first time he looked at it?
Five times. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is that's what I keep saying. It's like, man, we got it.
Skee, what you lace this script with, Skee? I mean, what you got, man? It sounds like you got this Zaza on there.
Well, Jay, he just everything he just said. It's about respect and love. Like I told you, I had never done anything with films, but he took me under his wing. And not only did he do that, but there's a scene in the movie that he just pulled me to the side. Hey, direct this scene. You run this scene. I want you to direct this scene. That's the type of love, and that's the type of confidence, and that's when he sees it in you. Hey man, go ahead, do your thing. Show me what you got. And when you do that, with people, you know, even the other crew. I remember these are cats that's been doing. They done Batman. They done all kinds of stuff. And I remember one time we were shooting. And Skee said, "Yeah, I like that." He said, "What do you think, Ty?" I said, "Yeah, that looks good." He said, "Okay, that's a wrap." And the crew was like, "Hey, you sure you don't want to do another take?" And I looked at Skee and I said, "You the director, right? You know what you're doing. Keep it moving like we did with the short films." And when it was all over, this crew was like, "Whenever you need us, Skee, call me. We got your back." So that's what it is, man. It's just treating people the way you want to be treated, with respect and dignity, and giving them the opportunity to do what they do. And that's, you know, so that's what he laced it with. It's just, you know, treating people like you want to be treated, Jay.
Yeah. And you're right. And then one thing too, if I can add on that, man, you set the bar I like to set the bar, man. And I set the bar high. I'm my biggest competition. I don't compete against nobody else. I straight up, I never was like that. I set the bar to a certain level, and then I expect you, rise up there. If we're doing this, we gonna do it, and that's what it's about. That's what each and every one. I challenge everybody to be a better man, be a better woman, and nobody can touch us, man. If you're doing it like that, the creative level is so high between Paul and myself, and Paul knows. I mean, we challenge each other, and people have, Paul, we've thrown what pages, we tossed pages out that people would probably say is great stuff, but to us it didn't fit the snuff. We tossed it out
all the time.
That's what.
Yeah, we've written stuff, and the next day, it's like, hey, yeah, scratch that. Let's start over.
Yeah,
that wasn't good. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah. And me and this man, I mean, straight. I'm just telling y'all straight up. I'm letting the world know, man. We got what, Paul? Like we got six scripts. At least that's what I even told Dame. Dame was talking about like a movie. I said, man, I got
about 3.
Is that
hey Monty?
Mo, mute your phone, Mo. Yeah, but it's like 6. We stay a series of scripts ahead of ourselves. That's what we do, and so forth. But it's a challenge and it's a push. And I like to say, I've always compare us to like the Jordan and Pippen, the good relationship. Now, the good relationship with Jordan and Pippen, but we push each other. And I look at Paul just the way like MJ looked at Pip. I mean, I saw something in this dude back when Paul was a shy. No, let me not say shy, but a more quiet. He had a lot in him, but he wasn't as. He was more introvert with it instead of being an extrovert. And I saw that in him. I said, man, if I can get this dude to like see what I see a little bit, we can blaze a trail that the world ain't never seen. And that's what we on the cusp of, man. I mean, when people ask me, I get a lot of text messages and so forth because they know we on the eve of something big here. They say, how you feel? I'm excited for you, blah, blah, this and that. And one thing I tell them, I kind of feel like Michael Jackson, the off the wall Michael Jackson. That's a different Mike than the Mike that the world became to know. Because Mike said, Off the Wall, it was a dope album. If people go back and listen to Off the Wall from top to bottom, it was dope. Quincy said it was his favorite album. But Mike said when he didn't get all those awards that he expected, he went home and damn near cried because he said, this will never happen to me again. He said, next time I come out, the whole world's going to know me. And that's how I feel. I said, when we come out with Pieces of a Dream, because we fought so hard for this movie to get out, and Dame had the guts to reach and open up that door. The whole world's going to know that it's something different going on here. And I like to say, where were you? Like, where you going to be at when the game gets changed? You got to ask yourself that. I can't answer that for you. But if you like being a part of history, you might want to get on the right side of history and rock with us. That's just what it is. Either you it's a line in the movie that Coop says, either you ride with us or collide with us. And you finish that statement. You finish. It is what it is.
Ride with us or collide with us. Hey, hashtag that too. When we pushing this, either you ride with us or you collide with us. Break TubiTv.
There you go. We putting them on notice, man. I mean, meet us there, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we gonna break TubiTv. Millions and millions worldwide. Tune into Tubi 1201. Beat us there. Beat us there. Be ready. This 3 hours. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What else you got to do? You can watch NFL football. You can kick it with your family, kick it with your homegirl. But again, make time to check this joint out. You won't regret it. I'm trying to give y'all game. I'm just telling like I'm giving you game.
Hey, Skee, you talked about people sending responses back in the day, how it's it saved teens and people in the theater talking about some. I was thinking about my son the whole time watching this, types of stuff. That's the type of feedback the film gets.
Yeah.
People can relate in whatever aspect of life you're in, because it's not a color film; it's a film, and
it's a
people
universal
can see something in their life in one of the characters or a couple of the characters, because the film spreads out. It's universal.
Yeah, and that screening, Jay. I mean, again, we throwing a lot of stuff out here since we wrapped it, but that screening at the White House, man. I'm at the White House, right, and I'm feeling some eyes on me, but every time I turn around, it's like disappearing, gone, because I was standing in the back while everything was taking place in the front, and I finally turned around, man. It was when I say stereotypical, it was stereotypical Latinos, my Latin brothers. They were like in the penguin suits and so forth. They were serving the food. They were the servers, and so forth. Man, it was about 12 of them. But one little dude, they were all like 5, 6 and under. One little dude, he comes up to me, he said, Mr. Skee, can I talk to you? Broken English in the whole nine. And he's like, we want to present something to you. Man, in between serving, these dudes had jotted down on a napkin. Basically, it was a letter saying that, hey, this movie is universal. All the things that happen in this movie are the same things that happened to us in San Salvador, in Ecuador, in Colombia, in Brazil. These were, I'm talking about the South American brothers, not the Mexico brothers. They were from south of the border for real. And that's what they were saying. They said pieces of a dream is everywhere. And that right there kind of clicked in my head. So at that point, I knew we had something special. I said, it's penetrating these dudes, and they serving food in the White House, and took the time out to watch this movie in between serving the food, and it moved them so much they scribbled something on napkins to present to me. And I still got that to this day because I keep it, just for memorabilia's sake. Who can say that, man? I mean, how many people got that kind of story? And that's just one of many stories outside. We got Roger Ebert's story. That's hero stuff. That is what it is. We got a gang of stories like that, man. We shut down LA back when Mayor Villaraigosa, the Latino mayor, we screened across the street from the Staples Center for celebs. Move people, man. It's pretty big. Miami, we rocked there in Miami with the American Black Film Festival.
Let me ask you something, Skee. You think at the time when y'all made this movie that you think Hollywood, mainstream Hollywood, was scared of what it was you was putting out?
I'd say half of them were. One, two people that were ready to move with us. One was the brother that helped Tyler Perry become the Tyler Perry that we know. It was just me and my producing partner at the time. We had differing views of this guy. I liked the guy. He didn't too much care for the guy. So we kind of didn't end up going that route, or else we would have basically rocked what Tyler had with Lionsgate. That was the direction this movie was headed at that point. But outside of that, there was a sister, Cheryl Isaacs and Sarah Boone, if I recall the names correctly. But Miss Isaacs Boone is the wife of the Academy Awards show runner, the man in Hollywood, basically. But she and her partner wanted to take this film as well and put it out. And like I said, the controversy kind of jacked that up, and through no fault of my own, but it happened. So those were lessons learned. And I learned a lot about the politics. Let's call it politics. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but politics of Hollywood. Certain things, they will ice you out. And Tyrus, what we rapped about before. I want to throw this brother a bone to expound on it a little bit, Tyrus, because I don't want to hog the mic.
You know what else, Skee? Before Tyrus talked, something else that we learned around that time was Hollywood views films from Black filmmakers in certain boxes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And because we didn't fit in certain boxes,
Yes.
they had no idea what the hell to do with us.
Right. Right.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's like you said, Paul, that's the whole thing. Like my favorite thing is to talk about is Hollywood. They have a formula.
Yeah.
And they wasn't ready for our formula. They didn't know about our formula. They can't match our formula, you know, because it's not in them. They do what they've been doing. I was just telling a friend of mine at work today. I was explaining to him like the old stars, they were like on plantations. They belonged to a studio.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to use this actor, you had to pay this studio to get this person. Or they could be like Skee said, the politics. Well, I don't like that director, and I don't like that. No, we're not loaning that person out. So we're it's like we always say, it's enough for everybody to make something out here.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Van Peebles, the late great Melvin Van Peebles, he did it best when he made Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song.
Mm-hmm.
And he never made another Hollywood movie because he did not fit in their cookie cutter formula of making films. And so that's what we're about. Like Paul said, they were asking us, well, we don't know what to do, but you don't have to do nothing. Just let us do what we do. You already seen the reviews. Right. You saw what the people were saying. We had over 1 million followers, probably even 2 or 3 million followers, just watching and waiting for this film to come out. So yeah, they're not ready. They're not really ready. And they're probably gonna look at us as competition, but the smart thing for them to do is really to try to get on board. But it's kind of like too little too late.
Yeah.
It's too little too late because we doing what we doing, man, and we not stopping.
Yeah, and when you got a brother like Dame Dash, I mean, I'm just saying, Dame Dash Studios, he's partnered, he's plugged, he's always cutting deals, you know. And the cool thing I like about that, again, you got 2 hustlers but 2 visionaries, you know, and that's kind of scary if you stop and think about it. What can be and what can be, because a lot can shift when you got that kind of energy working in the same direction. It's a good position to be in. You know, it's a good position.
But I don't want to miss my man Joel King, because I know he in the cut.
Oh yeah,
But we got to tap in because Joel King, he put his screen name next to his real name. So Black Jesus, where you at? Come holler at us, Black Jesus.
I'm here, brothers. I'm here. You know, I'm on my hustle as well. So I apologize, you all, but I'm in with it.
Okay.
I just agree. I'm with everything.
I respect that.
Absolutely, man. Look, I don't take anything away. I only add to what everybody been saying tonight. This particular film has been like I tell them, it was the catalyst to my experience, like my walk into the whole film industry. I come from a very strict theater background, and so it really, like, being on the set, working with the guys the way that they did, you know, cultivated it. It was a pleasant grooming into and welcoming into that particular environment. They were just a kindness as far as I've been producing and directing is concerned. And I told them it messed me up a little bit, because here I am thinking, like, once I went to Los Angeles, I get the same treatment even as an extra, and was completely disappointed. I mean, left me depressed on some days. I said, no, I got to get back to that. So it gave me a lot of things to shoot for. I mean, and then just like working with the cast, man, like it was, especially for my very first independent film, to be able to just be enthralled with such top talent in that way. And even though, and even those that were just trying to figure it out, you know, we did it collect. Like, it was really like a kinship that was going on up in there. You know, like, nobody was trying to like outdo the next person. Everybody was learning from something that was going on in those moments. It was just crazy how those scenes were working. Like,
Monty, he talk about me, but let me tell you this, brother. Like I was shocked with how. Forgive my words, Monty. I don't have a lot right now because I got to get to the next appointment. Monty, he come off kind of like like a little preppy boy, but but I didn't anticipate that at all because how the brother showed up on set. I had to, people had to protect their wallets and shit. Like, excuse my language, so I'm just like, people really brought their A game to this situation, and it was very impressive. So I'm with it. I'm just glad that almost 20 years later, here we are. That the world is about to take on especially for independent film. I gotta be because I'm a connoisseur of just art, especially quality entertainment. I have to say, as almost 20 years later, Paul and Skee, I don't know. I think you were ahead of your time. I definitely think you were ahead of your time as far as your ability, what you all saw your way to just catch visions in the way that you all were and be able to put that out on screen. I honestly think you were ahead of your time. I think right now it took its time because it was a lot of films that had to come before for people to nurture and psychologically get people to where we are coming to, and we are the now. I think Pieces of the Dream is really the now, and I'm waiting for it to just catapult from here to wherever else it's going to go because it's going to be big. I knew it had promise then, and it's just more just confirmation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be big when I got the chance, when I ran into Paul at that cattle call. He says, we're shooting our next movie in August. I was like, right then, I knew. When he says we're having our next audition in August, I was like, okay, let me be cool. Be cool. And and so when I finally got that call a few months later to come audition, I was telling my buddy, I says, I don't care what I get in this movie. It's going to blow me up. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, this is going to be it. I just had that sixth sense. And so after the audition, I got cast. Paul called me and offered me the role. I knew then, too. I was like, oh, my God.
It's so crazy. I think everybody was saying the same thing at the time. Everyone was like, man, something about this film. So it was kind of, it was a little odd that it didn't happen right away because it was like something about this film. So, never too late. A delay, a denial, whatever the phrasing is. It's here. We here.
Delay is not a denial.
Yeah.
There it is.
So for me, I auditioned twice. My first audition. All right, Skee. So should I tell this story?
Just summarize it, bro. Just summarize.
So my first audition was in Chicago, and it's embarrassing to me, but I had an ingrown hair in my neck, and I had to go to the emergency room. Like the morning of my audition, I had to go to the emergency room here in Indianapolis. And they stuck a needle in my neck to drain fluid out of my neck. And it was wrong. So they did that, and they were like, here's antibiotics, and you're on your way. And so I go to Chicago. I'm nervous, and I audition. I did not audition well. I thought I auditioned well until I was at Paul's house. And, Paul hesitated to snatch me off his porch. No, he did not. But Paul, basically, he was like, yo, how do you think you did? I was like, I think I did well. He was like, you didn't. And Skee was like, no, you did not do well. And so the next week I had to go to St. Louis to audition. And I nailed that. And the rest is history. Get to the set, and it was just like my whole thing was to not disappoint these two dudes, because I met Paul and Skee in 1998 when they were shooting their first feature film, Vacant Lot, and I auditioned for a role in that film, and it came down to me and another guy, and the other guy got the role, and we developed a bond then, and so when I got this role, it was just, my number one goal was to bring this character to life, but my number 1A goal was to not disappoint Skee Skinner and Paul Branton, because they were my brothers, and so that's what it was.
And that's what I'm talking about. All of this commitment around the set. You got cysts and broken ribs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did. I had broken ribs. After the first weekend. So after the first week of shooting, Sunday, typically union crew and cast, they don't work on Sundays. Mm-hmm. And so, some of us had a night out on the town in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. Saturday night after shooting, and
shout out to a night on the town in St. Louis. Know about
right? Tread light. Tread
my cousin Myra.
I'm a tread light on that. I'm not gonna say anything else. But so Sunday, Skee, Paul, Tyrus, did you go with us to hoop?
No, I don't know. I can't remember, man, because I have family in St. Louis.
That's right. So Tyrus, I don't think you were there. Joe and Harold, I know you guys weren't there, but Skee, Paul, and myself, we're hoopers. So we go to the local Alton gym and we're playing ball. And it was a guy. I mean, I'm a paraphrase this. The guy gave a shot fake. I went for the shot fake, and as he was going up, I was coming down, and he broke my ribs. His shoulder hit my ribs, broke my ribs. And the funniest part of the story is Paul saying, "Get up! You're not hurt." He was like, "You got the wind knocked out of you. Get up, dog." I'm actually like not saying what he actually said, but get your ass up. Because you ain't hurt. And I was like, dude, I can't breathe. And so I continued to play. And so for the rest of the shoot, I went home to Indianapolis a couple days later. I had a daughter that was on the way, and it was a false call. I came home, celebrated my son's first birthday, and I came back. But in that time, I went to my doctor, and he was like, "Yeah, you have 2 broken ribs." And I was like, "Great." And he was like, "There's nothing we can do for you, man up." And so they taped me up. Every time we shot a scene, they taped me up, and that's how I could breathe doing my scenes.
Commitment.
That's commitment, man.
Commitment 101, man.
Right. Salute on commitment, man. Y'all, future actors and actresses, listen. If you fall and bust your
yeah, right.
Tape it up, band-aid it up,
get up and
Neosporin,
yes.
Robitussin, and finish the work.
Put the tussin on it.
Tussin.
Quiet as kept. I think Paul might have had some tussin. He might have poured it on my ribs.
Some Vicks Vapor Rub.
Hey, Vicks clears everything, man. Put some
Vicks,
Vicks on your feet. Put some socks on, man. You sweat the broken ribs off.
Oh, God.
Man, listen, y'all. Listen. We're going on 90 minutes. I just want to say this. The chemistry and the relationship that y'all are improving just lets me know that, y'all, this is a brotherhood. This just ain't no employer employee type thing.
Right.
This is real relationships,
Yeah.
a real bond that has held together for some years because of this film, Pieces of a Dream. Which also further tells me that, again, we're not dealing with just your ordinary film. So I want everybody, again, to go to TubiTv on your Fire Stick, on your Roku TV, on whatever it is that you use. Download Tubi, because at 12 Eastern Standard Time, Pieces of a Dream, and I just want to make sure that we support this film to the fullest. And I want everybody, just in closing, just give me your closing. You know what you expect. Tell me what's coming up in the future, and what, Skee, whatever we can do, whatever I can do to support what you got going on. It's we A1 from day one. So you just let me know. But
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I just want everybody, just give me your thoughts, and let the world know, what's going on, as we almost there. We almost there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like Dame said. Let's get Pieces of a Dream right. Let's reintroduce you to the world, because Pieces of a Dream is there. And he said from there, he said, I know you got other joints. I know you a cat like that. And man, yes, I said, yeah, we got other joints, but I said, instead of telling you who I am, I'm gonna show you who I am. And that'll speak volumes. And like Paul and I mean, we've got, our thing was, and it always has been, we don't want to be like anybody else. We're carving our own thing. We just doing our own thing, and our own thing, it's the conscience film movement. It's its own genre, and that's coming from comedies to dramas, love stories, what have you. All of that stuff. I like to tell people it's kind of like that cholesterol, man. Cholesterol stay in your system a little while before it get out. That's the kind of movies we give you when you leave the theater. If you with your girl, y'all gonna rap about this thing, after y'all do what y'all do or whatever, y'all gonna rap about this later. And I like to kind of cater the films to the ladies sometimes, because if the ladies want to the movie, the brother coming too. The brother coming. Right. And when you see that movie, brothers rock with us too, because they see some of them in there. It ain't like we selling out and selling the brothers out at all, but we know the sisters too, right? That's just the way it is. And like I said, that thing is universal. I don't make movies that just fit one segment. Those movies fit. I mean, I'm talking about the brother that's in Israel, or the brother that's in the Middle East, as well as the brother that's down in Africa, as well as the brother that's back in America. All this stuff, this is what we do. I mean, our Oriental brothers, they see themselves in this movie. These characters could have been, Oriental people. It still translates all the same, because it's universal. When you remember when Pop said it's a hood all over the world. That's what this is. It proves it. It's a hood all over the world. Everybody got a hood.
Skee, I'm gonna say this, and I'm telling the truth. We created a dynamic film. We created a dynamic piece of art, and it's something for everybody within the film.
Yeah.
And I say, well, the most important thing is, like, when you discover something great, don't keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
Share. That's right.
Share it.
Tell as many people as you can.
Yes.
I'll say that I remember my last day when I wrapped on the set, and I'm at the train station on my way back to Chicago. I sat on that train riding like I did it. I've accomplished something in my life. I finished this film. I'm excited. My career that I thought I had now is about to take off. And this was then. And so as time went on, I figured I'd just continue to stay in class, continue to work, continue to do projects, because one day this film would come to fruition. And then all of those things that I thought are going to be in front of me. And so now, you know, and I want to say I just started studying with this guy, Ted Toronto's, right before that, right 11 months before we shot the film. And last week made 18 years of weekly training with him. And he sent the email out Wednesday afternoons at noon, 1 o'clock, I'm in class for 18 years. And he sent the email out Tuesday because he's been teaching over 50 years and he's around 90 now. And sent the email saying that he's going to stop classes. And it kind of touched me, you know, it hurt for a second because he's older and, you know, he's dealing with some issues. And and so, and I always took his classes for free because when I went to him in 03, he says, I can help you clean up around here. I want to study with you. And he didn't give me the classes. And so 10 months later, 11 months later, I'm in the class, I'm cleaning toilets, washing windows, doing some editing, whatever, passing out flyers, whatever he needed. And so for him to say that is the end of that era for me. And it's sad, but I'm happy at the same time because I fulfilled my commitment. I was like, as long as I'm in Chicago, I'm going to stay with him. Why would I not continue to train with this man? Because he's brilliant. He's given me all those techniques, and I've been teaching them. You know, I started teaching at Second City a few years ago, teaching acting on camera. All of those things came from other classes and things, but basically what he gave me. And I'm happy that I was able to fulfill my commitment to him to stay there and to stay as long as he was there. And so now it's like that's the end of an era. And now all of a sudden, here comes Pieces of a Dream. It's the same thing with Fred Schutz, you know. He's gone. He's not here for the premiere, but I let his family know that now you can see him eternally, you know, from here out. He's still here with Pieces of a Dream. And so those things are just now past me, and here we come. So it's I'm excited and I'm glad to be here.
So for me, November 21st, 2004. Cast and crew a rap, my character Coop, and it was significant because we wrapped in the middle of the night. My daughter, who is 17 years old now, was actually due to be born on November 21st, 2004. And she was actually delayed. She wasn't born until Thanksgiving Day on Thursday of that week. But I just remember the euphoria of finishing the film. And I looked around at everybody's faces. Everybody that was on the set. Harold, you were there. Obviously, Tyrus, Skee, Paul. You guys were all there, and looking at you guys' faces and looking at the joy you guys had. And that meant a lot to me. I felt accomplishment at that point. And so saying that, I want to say that, you know, like this whole thing for me was, I always say organic, but it was more than that. It was actually spiritual. For the crew and the cast, and it's something that I will never let go of. And I think you guys will see that when you see the film. You will see the commitment. You will see the passion. You will see, the true grit of each individual who participated in this film. Some were off camera, like Tyrus. Quite honestly, I don't think anybody worked harder than Tyrus. And that's just my personal opinion. Tyrus is my big brother, and I feel like nobody worked harder than him on the set of this film. But it all comes, even though he wasn't on camera, it all comes through what you see when you see this film. So I do hope that everybody enjoys the film, and I hope you watch it many times over. And if you do, I appreciate you.
For me, I'm like, again, I'm just glad to be in the now. This whole thing happening, it was, when they rapped. That night was perhaps the best. That word, what? No, it's a rap. That sentence, that phrase, was the best thing to hear because it was 17 degrees below zero. It was horrible for me, but I've been off a cross. I'm good, but no, man, it was an amazing experience, and I get, like I said, I take it with me with wherever I go. It definitely groomed me to do so much of what I'm doing today, and creating that standard and creating that expectation for myself and then the people that I'm working with as well. I started a theater company. I had a theater company going on before that, so that was flowing. But then, I did about 10 years into that, and now I'm in Atlanta, and I'm starting another theater production company here. It's called Producing Partners Entertainment. Taken from what Skee said earlier, partnership is so important. So making sure that I have that family of people that are ready to get grimy and make things, and just as eager to make things work as I am. And so I've been very fortunate to be in this particular space. COVID is not the most helpful, as far as seeing some of these things come to fruition, but I'm kind of glad because it stalled me from doing that so I can really absorb what's happening here and make myself available as much as I can to just be a part of this experience. Because tonight I can actually tune in at 12 o'clock and be like, okay, this is us. We did this. So amazing. Yeah. So I just want everybody else to be a part of we did this. The 1 million plus viewers that will be a part of we did this, because we did indeed do this.
For me, first I want to say thanks, Skee and Paul, for allowing me to help be a part of this project, because the day of rap, I remember Skee leaning over to me telling me, they can never take this away from you. That's the beauty of making films. Once it's out there, it's there. So it's there forever, So, and that's what you want to do. You want to make timeless pieces. You want to make quality work. And I've already downloaded my phone. So when I get to work at 3 a.m, boom, that's the first thing I'm putting on. I'm putting the movie on. I got my TVs ready. So I'm like Joe, I'm ready for the world to experience what we experienced and to appreciate the work that we put in. And I know they're going to love it, man. So, and thank you, Jay, for having us on to talk about this, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all taking out the time, man. With the Elements podcast, I call it the Elements because it's the elements of hip hop. I think anybody born after 75 is a hip hop baby.
Oh yeah.
I think our generation is the only generation that can verbatim. We got a new style of music and a new culture along with whatever else was coming. So we are of the culture. I like to say that a lot. And this film, what you're doing as writers and producers and actors and actresses and just in anything that you're doing that's adding to the genre, you're adding to the culture. So you are part of the culture. We are the elements. We are curators of the culture. And I just appreciate everybody for taking the time out to just share your story, share what it was like on the set, share your relationship. Skee is a solid dude, and everybody that showed tonight has said nothing but how solid Skee is. So I know I ain't making it up. And Skee, you only excuse my French, you only fuck with solid individuals.
That's right. That's right.
So I know everybody on here is solid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's real. I mean, it's real. I appreciate it, bro. It's for real. You know, it's real.
Yeah. And we going. It's 10:51. So man, we got almost an hour left.
Right.
And pieces of a dream.
The countdown is on.
2 hours in Chicago. Yeah.
On
the countdown is on.
Eastern, the East, and it's dropping. So,
oh yeah.
I just want to say this, man, and I'm gonna let you have the last word, Skee. Again, man, I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you do as artists, as actors, because it's people feel like they can just jump into something and it looks easy, but like my man was saying, you've been going to this particular guy for years because he's been adding on to you. Whatever he's pouring into you, you've been taking it and you've been receiving it and then you giving it and sharing it too. So you are a master at your craft. So if take away anybody watching this, take this away. If whatever you're trying to do, do it to the point where you are master at it. You can't nobody tell you nothing about what you do because you a master. You a master at it. You a ninja. You know what I'm saying? You a ninja at what you do.
Oh yeah.
Right. Right.
So salute to y'all, man. Salute to you. It's on you, Skee.
Definitely. Again, we just appreciate everybody, and we ask you to stream Pieces of a Dream. You will not be disappointed. If you're tired of the same old same, come rock with Pieces of a Dream. We're gonna bring fresh material all the time. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and we have an avenue in terms of getting material out. That's the biggest challenge for most artists. They don't have a way to get stuff out, but we got a means to get it to the public, and it's through the Dame Dash vehicle. And that's not just exclusively the Tubi. That's just the method we chose on this one collectively with Dame as a partnership. It's a quick way and the easiest way for this one to get out. But we got theatrical, we got television, we got all kind of avenues to get stuff out. And we're even looking at, I'm kind of putting the cart before the horse, but before I got on the show tonight, I got a text from, head of acquisitions at Dame Dash. And they said, we're looking at a 10-city tour as well for projects and so forth. So with these other projects coming up, even with Pieces of a Dream, we're looking at possibly embarking on a 10-city tour. So, don't be surprised if we roll up on your neck of the woods at any point in time and rocking it up. So this is what a movement is. I mean, it's not talking it, it's walking it. That's what it is. And again, I like to be a man of my word, always have been. If I say I'm gonna do something, you can bet your bottom dollar it's getting done. And that's what we're doing. We're going to break TubiTv. Said it from the top. You know, like you said, Jay, I didn't have a release date yet. We have one coming. But my motto, the statement never changed. I said, we're going to break TubiTv. And now it's like, you know, like to say T minus whatever and counting. Here it comes. You know, brace yourself. Yeah. Brace yourself.
There you go. There you go. Look, this has been the Elements Podcast. This is the first show of 2022, man. And I appreciate all y'all, man. Give yourself a round of applause for just making this shit lit tonight. And
yes, sir.
We're gonna keep y'all see it down there. Everybody, Pieces of a Dream premieres January 14th on TubiTv. Hashtag Let's Break Tubi. Hashtag you ride with us or you collide with us. Hashtag Curators of the Culture, man. We doing this. It's for the culture, man. And One Way Productions, Dang Dash Studios, Hard Entertainment, man. Pick up and let's keep grinding, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yes, sir.
This podcast, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Oh, most definitely, Jay. Most definitely, man. Much love for you, brother.
Much love. Peace and love, brothers.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Thank
you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Y'all heard it. Look. Pieces of a Dream premieres in a little over an hour on TubiTv. If you're watching this, make plans on going to Tubi, checking out Pieces of a Dream, man. Let's support good people pushing good product that means something, that got a message. I've been knowing Skee for years, so I can really say that my man is really doing something to add on to the culture. And I have yet to see the film, but I've heard nothing but rave reviews, and it's critically acclaimed. So we got to support this brother. Let's make sure that we shut Tubi servers down. So push this post, share this post, share the show, and hashtag Let's Break Tubi, hashtag Curators of the Culture, hashtag Ride with us or collide with us. I am Big J Son. Shout out to my co-host Black Diamond. And listen, the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. Peace.